30 questions, and here we go. Number 1. Tell me about your ex.
He's a douchebag.
Number 2. Drunken story time. Go. Oh boy. Okay, so when I worked at this restaurant, one of my managers got a different job, so we all decided to meet over at a bar called the Locker Room, like across the way from the restaurant, and kind of have like a farewell party for her. And I had a little too many of the little margaritas that were on sale that night, and I also may have smoked a little bit of weed after I was already drunk, and the weed thing made me think of my brother because my brother's a stoner, and at the time he lived in Nebraska, so I never got to see him. So I got all emotional, started crying, and so I had to drunkenly call my brother, and I called him like 10 times, and every time he answered, I'd be like, oh, what are you doing? And he'd be like, I'm stocking male underwear, because my brother also worked at an adult store, if you will, and I would just over and over and over like, oh, ha, what are you doing? I'm stocking male underwear, and it just made me laugh like uncontrollably, and then I would start crying again and telling him how much I missed him, and then he would hang up on me because he was at work. Um, I'm really goofy when I'm drunk. Like, if I have too much to drink, like one too many, I'm an emotional drunk. I will cry. Um, but, once I just get that good buzz going, I just have so much fun. But I haven't had a drink in probably 4 years, and even then, I didn't have like a full drink. It was like a few sips of a frozen margarita at a concert. So, number 3. A secret you haven't told many people. I mean, if I told you, then it wouldn't be a secret. So I'm going to hang on to that secret and maybe save it for later. Number 4, a fact about the last person you kissed. I love him. He's my fiance. We have been together for 6 years. Engaged for going on 5 years. This month it'll be 5 years. Yeah. Number 5, favorite TV show. I've got a handful of favorite TV shows. I Love Lucy, Gilmore Girls, Pretty Little Liars, Sex and the City, Friends, Roseanne, just to name, a few. Number 6, what your last received text message says. I'm using my phone to make the video, but I know that it was a sad face. Number 7, what last made you laugh until you cried? So earlier, my best friend Lindsay, it's gonna make me laugh now, she messaged me a picture of something she got in the mail from one of those like St. Jude's wanting her to donate money, and the first line said, "Dear Mr. Lindsay," and I was just cracking up. And then she sent another picture, and she said they also sent me these lovely gifts, and it was those like little address mailers with her address so she could mail stuff out, and it said Mr., her last name, and then Lindsay, and it just made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe, and like I don't know, it was hilarious. So now she's Mr. Lindsay to me. Number 8, list of concerts you've attended. In Sync, Toby Keith, Brad Paisley, Montgomery Gentry, Rascal Flatts, Keith Urban, Nickelback, Daughtry multiple times, Goo Goo Dolls, Three Doors Down. Who am I forgetting? I've been to so many concerts. It's crazy. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, but I know there's more. Garth Brooks. I love him. I can't forget him, so we'll leave it at that. Number 9, your Christmas list. I don't know. There's not much that I really want. There is this really cute Lucy purse that I've been eyeing on either Amazon or eBay. They're the same price on either site, so, but I keep hinting at it to both my fiance and my mom. I'm like, hey, I really like that purse. I mean, I Love Lucy is, one of my favorite shows of all time. Lucille Ball will always be my idol. I have a really cute Lucy wallet, and the purse is it's pink, and it has a little collage of pictures with her, and the handles are black, and I've never really been drawn to any of the I Love Lucy style purses, but this style purse I just really want, and I feel like it would go good with my wallet, so, if, anybody's watching this, I could leave a link for the purse down below. Just kidding. But seriously. Number 10, what are you wearing? Sweatpants. The shirt that I swear I wash every day because I wear it every day. My Pizza Planet shirt with aliens on it because Toy Story is the best Disney movie ever. Number 11, favorite song. I've got a lot of favorite songs. Just to name a few, September by Daughtry, Dark Horses by Switchfoot, had a blank moment there, Animal I Have Become by 3 Days Grace, and Rap God by Eminem. I will never even understand all of the lyrics he's saying, but there's something about that song that I just love. I love Eminem. Number 12, how you met the person you fell hardest for. Well, we went to high school together, but we never knew each other in high school. Years after we were out of high school, well, okay. Technically, I was supposed to graduate in 2009, but I dropped out in 2007. And in 2007, my fiance, now, sent me a friend request, and I had no idea who he was. And I saw that he was a mutual friend of my brother, so I asked my brother about him, and I was like, who is this guy? He's requesting me on Facebook. And he was like, oh, you guys went to school together? And I was like, well, I don't know him. He's like, well, I used to work with him at that tire place, and, he's a pretty cool guy. So I was like, okay, so he's not some weirdo creeper? I was like, no, he's cool. So I accepted the friend request. And then we never talked on there. There was an occasional, like of pictures, and maybe he commented, once on a picture, of a sunset that I posted. And it wasn't until my 22nd birthday that, so when we added each other, when he added me, we were 17. And then on my 22nd birthday, that was my golden birthday, I decided to go to a casino, because even when I was 21, I didn't really care and never went and gambled. So for my 22nd birthday, I made a point to, put it out there on Facebook, I'm going to the casino, if anybody wants to go, let me know. Well, he actually always went to the casino, apparently. So he was like, oh, let me know when you go, maybe I'll stop by and say happy birthday and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, thought nothing of it. I wasn't even, like, looking for anybody. At this point in time, I was, I had been through a lot of stuff. I had been in a very dark place, and by the time my birthday rolled around, I was, like, finally starting to, like, be happy, I guess. Well, anyway, so I ended up going to the casino. My best friend was supposed to go with me, and she forgot her ID. So she basically, like, dropped me off there. But I went with a group of guy friends. Of course, I went with a group of guy friends the night that I meet this guy. Um, so anyway, and then my sister met me up there. So, of course, my sister gets there, and we start getting drinks. And so the first time I met my fiance, I was drunk. Um, I texted him saying, I'm at the casino, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'll be there soon. And I was like, okay, I'm here, where are you? Didn't even know the guy. But that's just me being drunk. So, anyway, he finally got there, and he was texting me, asking me where I was, and I was like, oh, I'm upstairs, and he was like, okay, I'll come find you. And then, like, 2 minutes later, I was like, oh, I'm downstairs now, I'm by the bar, and I was like, I'm in the purple shirt, and I'm about to take a shot with my sister. So, my sister and I, like, are in the middle of our shot, and all of a sudden, somebody just, like, swoops in and is like, happy birthday, and, like, I swear to God, it was like in the movies. Like, it was like a slow motion. Like, I saw the glow around him. Like, it was like the angels were singing. I don't know. Like, right then and there, I knew that I wanted him. I mean, he'd never even, like, had pictures of himself on Facebook. His profile picture was a car. So I didn't even know what he looked like. And I was just like, damn. So then, of course, after he said happy birthday and, kind of made his way along with his friends, like, I embarrassed myself and texted him drunkenly all night long. So, yeah. But anyway, so, that's how I met the person I bought horse for. Number 13. Favorite memory of this past summer. I feel like it's a blur because so much bad stuff happened, like, leading up to summer. I don't know, I guess my favorite memory, it's silly, but, like, when my fiance was out of town for a week for work, me and my son came and stayed at my mom's house, and it was fun, like, I don't know, it's just, I mean, I grew up in this house, so it's still home to me. It'll be home to me even when I'm 80. But we would, like, stay up and play Yahtzee and watch I Love Lucy on the computer. We would go to Target, and I love going to Target with my mom because she doesn't rush me, and she lets me look at, like, makeup and clothes. And every time I go with my fiance, he's like, okay, let's get what we need and go. Because men just don't understand the magic of Target. So we're going to go with that. Number 14, craziest thing you've ever done. Drink alcohol and smoke weed. And see, I've only ever done that 2, maybe 3 times. And to me, it's the craziest thing I've ever done because, I mean, I don't do that kind of stuff. But, yeah, those 2 things don't mix well together, not with me. I don't know. I have so many funny memories about it, but to me, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever done. Number 15, jewelry that you are wearing. My engagement ring. This isn't really jewelry, but it's just like this braided shoelace kind of bracelet. I don't know. My Fitbit that I've had for years just freaking broke on me. Not that that's jewelry, but I've been wearing that and actually trying to, like, track everything, and so hopefully Oh, that was another thing on my Christmas list is a new Fitbit. And one that actually tells the time, because I had like the Flex where all you saw were the little dots. I want one that's kind of like a watch as well. Then I have this cute little moon and star necklace on. Um, let's see. Number 16, turn-ons. Um, somebody who's nice. Somebody who's funny. Um, somebody who treats you well. Somebody, oh, I was gonna say somebody who can make you laugh, but that's funny. Um, I don't know. Those are kind of like the main things. Like, be nice, make me laugh, you know. Uh, and a nice smile. I don't know. Well, okay. Nice arms. Like, I don't care about, like, really big muscular arms. Like, yes, I love The Rock. But, like, I don't know. Something about just, like, nice arms. I don't know. I like nice arms. And my fiance has nice arms. Number 17. The last awkward situation you found yourself in. I feel like I'm always in awkward situations because I'm so, like, introverted that, like, even, like, when I get together with family, but, like, I don't see my family very often, but when I do, and they want to hold a conversation, I always feel really awkward because I never know what to talk about. Even if, like, they initiate the conversation and they try to keep it going, I still just feel awkward. But, I don't know. So, anytime I'm around people that want to talk, that's an awkward situation to me. Number 18, a quote that you live by. Uh, do what makes you happy. Don't don't live to please others. I don't know if I can say I live by that, but I mean, do whatever the hell makes you happy, not what everybody else wants you to do. Number 19, a story about you and your best friend. Oh my god. We have so many stories. We have more inside jokes than I could count. We have so many stories, I don't even know what my favorite one to tell would be. Okay. So, me and Lindsay are like super weird. Like, when we're together, we're both kind of like introverted and shy people, but when we're together, we are loud, obnoxious, crazy, annoying, like, and like we'll be like that in public, even though like if we were both out in public without each other, we would be the complete opposite. But what story was I gonna tell? Mom brain. Seriously, I just forgot the story I was gonna tell. Oh my god. Seriously, I can't think of it. Give me just a minute. Duh. Okay, so we're super weird. So, when we would get home from school, I would always walk to her house with her after school. And we would always just play around on her computer, open up like AIM chat and talk to our friends for a bit. And then she had like this voice recorder and like you could like change the voices and stuff. And we would always like just hit record and just record our conversations or like we would do Mad Libs and read them and we would change the voices and stuff to like chipmunks or like really deep funny voices, and I really wish I could insert a clip of this, because it's not going to seem like funny just to say it, but, you know, Lindsay was like, okay, let's, like, I'll say a word, and then you have to say, you know, something that, like, goes along with it. And so we're recording all this, and the recording of it's, like, in super slow motion. And so she's just going along, saying different words, and then she goes, pig? And I was like, oink? And then in the recording, you just, like, she started cracking up, but in the recording, it's just like, I sound like a weird Santa Claus. I don't know, like, we just did such weird stuff like that. We would put on Willy Wonka videos on YouTube and just sing along to them while eating pizza. One time, I was sitting at her computer, looking at her computer. She had gone out into the other room to do something. And so, I don't know, I was just typing away, and then suddenly, there was a handful of cheese in my face. And you know what? I don't think I ever got her back for that. So, better watch out next time I see you, Lindsay. Let's see. Number 20. Opinion of age difference in a relationship. To me, age is just a number. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are limits. But as long as everybody's age appropriate, you know, I don't know. I mean, personally, I've been in, can I consider it two? Two relationships with somebody who was a lot older than me, like by 12 years. But, I mean, you can't help who you love and all of that, and I don't know, I'm gonna leave it at that, because, you know, those bastards don't deserve to be talked about. Number 21, a GIF to describe how you feel right now. I wouldn't even know how to insert a GIF into the video, so I really don't have an answer for that one. Number 22, lyrics to your favorite song. The lyrics that I want to get tattooed on me are from Daughtry's song September, and it's the part where he says, the years go by and time just seems to fly, but the memories remain. And I swear, I well up every time that song, or that part of the song comes on. It just gets me every time. Originally, I always wanted to get it tattooed for my grandma that passed away 8 years ago. And it would still be for her, but then with all this stuff, like with my dad and everything, it would be, I mean, my grandpa too, you know, like, just, it just really makes you think, you know, like, the years are flying by, but the memories are always going to be there. I don't know. Those are, like, my favorite lyrics in the entire world. Number 23, ever been cheated on? Yep. Number 24, opinion on cheating. Well, it freaking sucks. Like, I would never do that to somebody, ever. Even if they, obviously, I've been cheated on, but, even if they've done it to me, I would still never do that to them. But, I mean, I wouldn't be with the person anymore anyway, so, I don't know. Cheating is stupid, and it's a horrible, horrible thing, and it makes, you know, the other person feel like shit, so don't do it. Number 25, most recent picture you took. mean, I take pictures almost all day, every day, but it was probably of my new metal detector that I'm so excited about. I will do a video on that really soon. I plan on doing an actual unboxing of it, but by the time I got to my dad's house to actually, like, see it, we had to, like, hurry up and get it out of the box because he wanted me to practice with it in his front yard and it was already getting dark, so, anyway, um, yeah. 26. How many followers do you have? Like, on Instagram? On YouTube? I have 26 subscribers on YouTube. Ballin'. On Instagram I have like 100 something. I don't like strive to have a ton of followers. I mean, I don't really care about that. Number 27, first 10 songs to play on your shuffle. Um, you know what? Since I'm using my phone to record, I'm looking it up on my computer, and I've never done that before, so I'm going to quickly do a shuffle. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so the first song is Wannabe by Spice Girls. The second is Confident by Demi Lovato. The third is Summertime Blues by Alan Jackson. The fourth is Bullet by Hollywood Undead. The fifth is Tell Me You Love Me by Demi Lovato. 6 is Photograph by Nickelback. 7 is Keeper of the Flame by Miranda Lambert. 8 is As You Are by Daughtry. 9 is No Strings Attached by NSYNC. And this isn't a song, but it's a comedy skit by Nick Swardson called Booze is Amazing. So there's that. 28. Best friend on Tumblr. Now I actually did make a Tumblr, you know, like all these years later after apparently Tumblr's dead. I don't know. I scrolled through it, kind of don't even understand it, so I don't have a best friend on Tumblr. Number 29, cutest thing anyone's done for you. I'm trying to think. For our 1-year anniversary, my fiance had this really cute idea planned, but it didn't end up happening, I think, due to weather, and I think I was having stomach issues that day, but he had planned, like, you know, this really cute picnic, and, I don't remember if it was just at the park or if it was actually, like, renting, like, this little boat and having a picnic on the boat, and, you know, he still owes me a redo for that day, but, and then he got me this really pretty, like, real diamond necklace, but, like a diamond heart necklace, and then the inside has, like, ruby diamonds, I've got pictures of it, but somehow it's kind of lost right now, and I don't know how that happened, but it was a really cute idea that he had. I never would have thought that he would have thought to come up with that. I don't know. And then 30, most traumatic experience. For me, so far, um, watching my grandma die. I was extremely close to her, and I'll be right back. So the most traumatic experience for me, um, like I said, was 8 years ago when my grandma passed away. I was really close to her. As far as I knew, she wasn't sick or anything. But she went into the hospital because she couldn't breathe. And I don't know what happened, but everything went downhill. And the nurses and doctors were talking to my dad and his sisters and brother, and they were telling him, okay, well, this is going on, are we keeping her on life support, or are we pulling the plug? And my grandma told them she didn't want to be kept on life support, so they pulled the plug, and I mean, she hung around for hours, and most of my family was in the waiting room. In the room with my grandma was my dad, my mom, my sister, myself, and I think my cousin was standing back behind me talking to my dad. And I was holding my grandma's hand, and my sister was sitting right next to me. And I remember the heart monitor just kept, like, the numbers kept dropping until finally it was beeping, and there was no more heartbeat. So I started freaking out and telling my dad, like, something's wrong, we need to get the doctor. And she was gone. So I'm glad that I got to be there holding her hand. But watching her take her last breath has seriously damaged me. I still to this day have nightmares reliving watching her die. I never have good dreams with her. I never have dreams like of her visiting me or telling me she's okay. It's always that I have to relive watching her die. And that was one of the hardest things that I've ever gone through. She was one of my favorite people on the entire planet. And I was so heartbroken and lost and angry at God for taking her from me. After that, I just like gave up on myself. I didn't care anymore. I didn't care what happened to me. I got a little reckless, I just, it might sound stupid, but I just, I lost my favorite person in the world. I couldn't call her and talk to her whenever I felt like it. She couldn't call me on my birthday, and it hit home, um, a year later when I turned 21, and I was having a great time drinking, and then as the night went on, I had one too many shots, because I had like 3 shots within like 15 minutes. I kept crying and crying and crying because I kept picturing my grandma calling me to say happy birthday, and she couldn't. So, that is the most traumatizing thing I've ever been through. And what scares me is that losing a grandparent is really, really hard. But knowing that my dad has a timeline and not knowing when anything is gonna happen, I am not going to be okay at all when the time comes. It's gonna be a million times worse than what it was with my grandma, and that was bad. And I know I'm gonna have to, in some way, still be strong for my son. Like, I can't just let myself go, but I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be numb and not feel anything, because I'm still pretty angry with God right now for doing this to my dad, for doing this to my family. It just came out of the blue. Oh, pancreatic cancer. Anyway, wasn't trying to get into that, but my most traumatic story was about my grandma. But I know that, with everything going on with my dad, that's gonna, trump that. So, so those were the 30 questions that I found. This video is literally, 40 minutes long, and I'm gonna have to try my hardest to make it smaller, but I kind of went into, little stories rather than straightforward questions, but I have issues like that, so, long story short, I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. I would like to do more if I find different ones or something, or if any of you, are actually watching this and have different questions for me, feel free to leave them down below, and I will gladly make another video answering your questions. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Mwah. Why do I look? I feel like there's a filter on me or something, and that's weird.